Aquel día el instinto nos decía que esa noche juntico no quería, que las ganas bebé nos ganaría, pero no fue así. Vamos lento, ya, que si nos apuramos no disfrutamos del momento, ya, y lo vamos a arruinar. Dale lento, ya, dile a tus amigas que hoy no vas para afuera, que estás en la escuela y vamos a jugar. Ella sabe que quiero a mi mamacita. Ella también quiere que seamos felices. Ella, la que se apresura a la vueltica. Ella es intimidez. Como la ves, no le importa dónde y cuándo. Pero nada no he hecho, no soy el que la mando. Nunca lo seré, su carácter no es de niña, que la puede controlar cualquiera. Y me encanta, yo lo sé, independiente, bebé. Vamos lento y verás, y me encanta, yo lo sé, independiente, bebé. Vamos lento y verás. Vamos lento, ya, que si nos apuramos no disfrutamos del momento, ya, y lo vamos a arruinar. Dale lento, ya, dile a tus amigas que hoy no vas para afuera, que estás en la escuela y vamos. Por los 7 días de la semana te doy de mañana y consejos sabes que no es. Te doy el desquite, que me quites todas esas ganas que te tengo, mujer. Todo el mundo sabe que tú y yo somos más que panas, pero nos vamos lento, que el que se apura no llega a nada, no llega a nada, nada. Y me encanta, yo lo sé, independiente, bebé. Vamos lento y verás, y me encanta, yo lo sé, independiente, bebé. Vamos lento y verás. Vamos lento, ya, que si nos apuramos no disfrutamos del momento, ya, y lo vamos a arruinar. Dale lento, ya, dile a tus amigas que hoy no vas para afuera, que estás en la escuela y vamos a jugar.
Say that you will change the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you wear your hair. Change the way you dress, the way you kiss, everything, 'cause you are scared that I might leave you. Well, why should I leave you? Baby, please don't talk to me that way. Don't talk to me that way. 'Cause I think you're perfect for me, just the way you are. And I don't ever want to leave you. Baby, don't you talk to me that way. Yeah.
Eso es breve, ya tus pasos se acercan. Tú me debes una noche con maldad. Yo soy preso de esos besos y tu piel. Yo sé que eso se repite otra vez. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Ya no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Ya no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir. Más por DM me escribiste antes de llegar al hotel. Me conoces, no soy de eso. Yo te hago completico el proceso y empiezo a tocarte. Yo soy tu vicio, espero que no te asombre. También puedo besarte, ser loco y romántico a la vez. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Mami, viendo Netflix. Ya no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Ya no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir. Mi Pikachu, pues yo te elijo, siempre apunto a lo fijo. Por eso estoy contigo y porque la pasamos genial. Es un castigo, es solo que conmigo encontraste tu abrigo y por ahí encontraste algo más. Tú lo sabes, no nos desviemos del caso, solo tú y yo, mujer. Tú eres perfecta, tú eres mi caro y yo puedo ser tu nena. Sé que tú quieres más de eso, flaca, tírame ese hueso que él no te dio, lo que te di. Y no solo hablo del sexo, lo que yo te di. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Ya no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Ya no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir.
'cause it's starting to come out. Starting to come out. I've been holding it in for too long. Yeah, it's starting to come out. Starting to come out. And I can't pretend anymore. Ooh, I'm yours. Starting to come out. Starting to come out. Starting to come out. Oh, I'm yours. Starting to come out. Starting to come out. Oh, I'm yours. I know that I just met you, but you look, oh girl, you blow my mind. I know what I would like to do, but you just keep on talking. I see your dog needs walking. Your folk drive you insane. I know, yeah, that's true. Of course, you ain't the one to blame. Keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking to me. But I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. Sure, I like to listen. It's not like I don't wanna know. It's just that you've been talking to me 3 nights in a row. I think it's time to let go. Forget the past, just lose control. 'Cause life's too short for yapping. Come on and dance, come give me soul. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking. You keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking, but I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move.
What's going on? What's going on?
In
We're
this
back.
moment,
Yes.
I cannot say what's wrong or right.
No.
It's not hard to fool me,
No.
'cause I'm addicted to the good life.
Yes.
Yeah, lead the way, I follow. No need to say
No.
where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all, to the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell your good lies, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Ooh, susceptible now
You know how we do it.
before the moment flies.
Age, city, gender, in the chat room.
Problem,
No.
'cause I know what I'm getting into.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing can stop me,
No.
'cause Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize.
Let's talk about it, lady.
I follow, no need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge.
All right, give me a few minutes. I gotta do something. I'm gonna put this on loop. I'll be right back. Give me 5 minutes and we'll get ready to go. 5 minutes.
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No, it's not hard to fool me. No, cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes, yeah, lead the way. I follow, no need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all, to the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell your good lies, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Ooh, susceptible now before the moment flies. It's not a problem, no, 'cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes, yeah, and nothing can stop me. No, 'cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow, no need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Susceptible now before the moment flies.
Woo! We're back, baby boy. What's up, ladies? The Godfather's back in the house. I know. Y'all were like, where'd he go? We were just ready to get to the show, and then he vanished. I'm sorry. You know, technical difficulties. We build the airplane while we're flying. It just rock and roll with your Godfather, because I decided to stay up here in New York City for an extra week. Because I wanted to bring you guys more quality content from around the world. When we leave here, we are headed to Beverly Hills, LA. So, As we get into it, let me say hello to some folks. Shout out to all the CIA, all the confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. One love to the FBI, all you feminine, beautiful, inspirational women. If you if you're new to the show, welcome. Here's what I'm going to ask: suspend all judgment until you at least hear what I have to say. Listen to the entire thing, listen to the entire argument before you get upset because I know some folks watch this show and they're like, who is he to say what he say? And I don't like what he got to say. And who hurt you? And your mama black. And look, look. I do this show every day, every night, because I truly want to see what's best for my guys and the women out there who would have my guys. Now, here's the question, ladies, we got to talk because I have talked to matchmakers countrywide, and the consensus is that today's modern women dating standards are all out of whack. Now, I put dating in quotation marks because over here we keep score by long-term relationships and marriages. Dating, dealing with hookup culture, that's not important. Anybody, you can swipe left, swipe right, and deal with somebody, but can you keep a person? And that's the question we're going to tackle today because yesterday I asked the question: Are women do women rank themselves well? Are you realistic about how you rank yourself? And what yesterday I found out is many of you aren't. Many of you ladies really just aren't rational about how you rank yourselves. And that's fine because you see yourselves through loving eyes and you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. But here, men are very visual. And especially the higher up a man goes, the more he wants what he wants. And that's what it comes down to. I've heard this argument about there are no quality men out there, no good men out here, dusty down low beta men. I'm talking about the kind of men you say you want. Men who are working 60 hours a minimum a week, men who can pay the cost to be the boss from and got their mind on their purpose. Whether they're there or not, they understand that beauty costs and they are the lead. The top 10% of men, actually, even the top 20 or 30% of men who are trying to get into that top 10% of men. My question is, ladies, this. Um, it always comes down to this: what do you want and what are you willing to do to get it? And today we're going to ask the question: are modern women's dating standards unrealistic? Coming at this from multiple things. 2 weeks ago, I had Dr. Tia Son Johnson on, who teaches Black masculine studies in California, and he said, "Look, when I have 20, teenage and 20 somethings in my class, I'll have men sitting right here and young ladies sitting right here. And I'll ask the men right here, how much do you need to make to date that woman right there?" And he says in 17 years, he's had no one say less than six figures. What's the French toast? How can you be a teenage man, an early 20 something, just now starting out? You're still buying, you're happy to go shopping at IKEA. You're saving up money to go to Outback Steakhouse. And you got to make $100,000 just to holler at a 20-year-old? No, no, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you. Today, modern women, your dating standards are not standards. It's much more a list. Shout out to Rebecca Lynn Pope. She says she stopped matchmaking for women, black women in particular, because your standards were unrealistic. When it got down to a woman like her, she said many of the women that came to her would have turned down her husband. And they were nowhere close to being on Rebecca Lynn Pope's level. And she's a very attractive woman. I met her and her husband. Shout out to the Popes. So tonight's program is not about what you should or should not do. As an image consultant and as a life coach, I really don't care about telling people what they should or should not do. I'm just asking a question: can you get what you want? And what you want, the thing you want, do they want you? And that's where we're going to start having problems. So before we get into this, we got 1,700 people in here. Guys, we're going to have to get the likes up. Come on, man. Y'all know how this goes. We only have 130. Come on, man. I get it. y'all got excited. The song came on, and then you saw me run down. Oh, my bad, my bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and just refresh this because I know you guys understand the engagement number has to be up over 50%. So right now it's not even the 1900s. So what happens when we don't have the likes up? Well, we don't get the.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. Take a look at the help section in your
White
Alexa
women
app.
always jumping in something. I'm gonna change her name from to Karen. I'm going to call her Karen. Thank you, Karen, for always, at least she watches your back. She's a broke wannabe Pepper Potts. But here's the thing: we don't get the likes up, man. I'll just play this song until y'all give me what I need. I like rock, so it's good. There we go. We're getting there. I'm going to trust you guys to get the rest of the way there. Okay? Guys, don't make me pull that song again. All we really need to do is go from the start to the money world intermission to the calls. Okay? Give me my likes, please, and do me a favor. If you'll be so kind to put some money in the tip jar, New York City is not cheap. And yeah. So here we are. By show of hands, ladies. Shout out to Julio. By show of hands, ladies, how many of you ladies are out in the dating market right now with the desire to be married well, married successfully and married well? If you're in the dating market, put a one in the chat room. If you're in the dating market and you're wanting to be married successfully and well, put a two in the chat room. One for just dating, two for dating towards being successfully and well married. Ladies, do that for me. Destroy a like button. All I have to say is I don't want what I want. What? All I know is I like freedom. Freedom. See, Pink Flame, you're a feminist, but you're in here all the night. So you freedom from what? Freedom from a man telling you what to do? See, freedom is freedom from something or freedom to do something. And the funny thing about many of you feminists is you are free because men set you free. The world outside this window was built by men. And as I understand it, they have not yet discovered Atlantis, and Amazonia is just in DC Comics. So, due respect, a lot of this freedom and strong and independent, blah, 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 that's fine if you were living off the grid, not taking any services from the government or the cities or ever. Go out in the country. Build your own communities with the wood that you chop yourself, with the rock and the cement you make yourself, from the pipes and the things you lay yourself. Go build your own roads. And I will quickly see how free you want to be without men. See, most other groups of women understand that their men are an integral part of what they need to do. And black women, you have learned to think your men are optional. That is why so many sisters today are woefully unattached and have no idea how men are moving. We are not your enemy. This whole feminist movement thing, there's an argument that could be said. Uh, you ladies have bought third wave feminism and done stuff that no other group of women have done. You've completely detached yourself from your men to your detriment. But anyway, let's get on into it. Strong and independent, right? All right. So I got a bunch of twos in here, a bunch of twos in here, a bunch of twos in here. Okay. So ladies, on my channel, guys are CIA, confident, intelligent, assertive. Women are FBI, feminine, beautiful, inspirational. Your charge for the rest of 2020 and beyond, ladies, is APAP. You need to be as pretty as possible. What? Yes, as pretty as possible. Why? I mean, why? What's the downside? You want to be as ugly as possible? I mean, as pretty as possible, or what's the opposite? You just want to be unattractive? No. You need to be as pretty as possible for yourself. And guys, it's improve and increase. But for tonight, we're going to just assume that we're talking to the high value men, the successful men, the kind and caliber of men that you would love to date and or marry, the kind of men who can pay the cost to be the boss. But as we get on down into this week, ladies, we're going to get into some really troubling things as far as what's going on with young men, younger men, college educated men, in particular black men. Woo, strap in because this is going to be a barn burner. But we're going to slowly build up to this. Ladies, what do you want? Simply put, what what do you want? Do you want a man that has to handle you, or do you want this alpha male, this successful, hard charging, ambitious, driven male? Well, guys like that come with standards, rules, and they're not overbearing. Woman beaters. Cheaters and secretly down low gay. That's the whole thing that makes women afraid of these quote unquote driven. This kind of caliber of upper class men, but men who are about their business. And I've heard some of the stupidest arguments. Are you competitive for the kind of men you want? And if you are a mother, if you have a brother, ask yourself a question. If you just can't get your mind around that there are enough men out there, well, then guess what? You're going to have to compete even harder for the ones that are out there because, like it or not, the men we have are the men we have. And there's work that men need to do, but men understand they got to keep working. Ladies, far too many of you, in my opinion, are simply straight out lazy. Lazy, entitled, and think that you should just take you as you are. Oh, what? I don't know what I'm talking about. Right. Well, then explain to me why 80% of a certain group of women are overweight. And 80% of that number is obese. Explain to me why I can have women in here from 20 to 20 to their mid 50s, all wanting to be stay-at-home wives for the most part, all wanting a man making in over six figures, but I have to argue about being a dress size 4 to a single woman with no children. How that work? How does that work? How do you expect to go out onto the dating market and compete? So let's do this. All right, let's come up. You guys know I talk about the Henrys, the high earners, not rich yet. So we're going to talk about Blake Henry. Who is Blake Henry? Blake is Brad, Lee, Ahmed, Keith, and Enrique. I just pull them, Brad's the white guy, Lee is the Asian guy, Ahmed's the Middle Eastern guy, Keith is the brother, and Enrique is the Hispanic guy. All these guys are high earners, not rich yet, and they fall into a category of white collar men. And then you have the corresponding guys over here on the blue collar sides. I just call them the blue Henrys. You have these guys here, and you're talking about high earners, starting around $85,000 a year in Dallas, Houston, Atlanta. That's in the top 15% of earners. 51% of black men in this country are single and childless, 64% in the middle class. We're talking about that segment. Are you ready to compete for those men? We know what you want, but what do they want? Are you ready to compete for those men, and are you competitive? Because I will tell you this right now, I don't want to go down that path just yet, but it's becoming ever more present that other groups of women are eyeing successful men. Straight point of fact, Becky, Marisol, Mylene, they're checking for brothers. To the point to where young black men are just saying, you know what, I don't even want to deal with, I don't have a problem with you guys, but I've seen too many women over here who have unrealistic dating expectations. And why would I go over here as a young man with a woman who's in college with me who tells me I need to make six figures and put her in a Porsche truck when this woman over here is just happy to go on a picnic at a local park and eat cheese sandwiches? Understand something, ladies. First off, let me tell you something about your list. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Because that list is one of the worst things ever invented. Because most of you have this list of what you want, what you want. One, you're nothing on that list, or very few things on the list. Number one. Number two, if the man on that list wouldn't want you, get rid of the list. Get rid of the list, understand where you rank, get real, and then start asking yourself, am I competitive for this? Because you're competing with the women around Blake and around Blue. You're not competing with the women around you. You're competing with the women that are around a man like the man that you want. So let me look in here and see what's going on because I'm quite sure I'm being cursed out heavily by some of y'all, and that's fine. Too hard, exclusive matchmaking. All right, here's what we're going to ask you to do. Stop typing in all caps. If you type in all caps, the system will ding you. The system will ding you. Now, here's the thing. I don't begrudge you, ladies, for wanting what you want. Is it realistic? If 72% of mothers in this country have to work full or part time, that means why when I take the call line, why am I having like 7 out of 10 women who expect to work after they are pregnant? Why are almost 100% of you guys expecting to not have to work after you're pregnant to pay significant bills? Because what I want to understand from you ladies is, why do you feel as though you should get what you're asking for when what you're asking for is in such short supply? We're talking about the things that many of you women want: a man who's making enough money to afford a wife to be able to stay home, have 3 children, live in a middle class neighborhood, and have access to high-end public schools and or private schools. The ability to have money to, if the children want to go to college, to pay for the college where the children don't start out with inordinate amounts of debt. The daughters, if they get married, mother and father pay for the wedding. And before any of that happens, the families can take, trips, not to Disney World, not to Six Flags. A lot of you ladies, I want to go over to Italy and Africa and Paris. Okay, great. Understand something. It takes a man making around $350,000 US in Atlanta to do that. That's on the low end. That's in the top 5% of earners in this country. So you and every other woman want a man that's 5 out of 100. And that's not adjusted for race, marital status, sexual preference, or age. Let's get it. Are your standards unrealistic? What if you're married already? What if you married that are Pink Flame? I'm gonna go ahead and put you in timeout. Because why you keep asking me all these questions? Because you come over here, anyway, you need to just sit back and watch. Sit back and watch, because if you're in such a good position, I think you're kind of over here just to troll, and that's fine. But you asking me questions, you can't troll me, because I would tell you this: you'd be better off just sitting back watching, because I only have so much patience for people who are just over here just to troll. So 2,700 folks in here. Oh man, let's do this. Let's do this. How many of you women are weight competitive? How many of you are height weight competitive? Meaning, when I ask you, how tall are you? Dress size. How much do you weigh? When was the last time? If I gotta ask you, when was the last time you were healthy weight? You're out of the game. Can you even pass the first test for men? The visibility test. Men are visual. Men are visual, and we want something that is engaging to us and that we would be proud to have on our arm when we're around our colleagues. Again, we're not talking about being able to be dealt with. We're talking about being able to take you to the American Heart Association Heart Ball. Take you out to the company Christmas party. I'm talking about a man is willing to walk down Park Avenue with you on his arm. I'm not talking about Netflix and chill. I'm not talking about, being a dry cleaning, in by 9, out by 5, Are you a day walker? Can you be seen? Can you be seen in the daylight? Or are you one? All right, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. All right, we're starting to get it up. So 2,800 people watching. Ladies, I want to have the phone call. Jasmine Sullivan. Here's the funny thing. We're going to talk about Jasmine Sullivan later on this week. It's amazing how when she lost weight, she started getting heat from sisters. Why is that? Because she's making it hard on the competition. All right, got to fit into that cute cocktail dress. That's right. If you cannot look great in the LBD, look it up. Little black dress. If you cannot look great in the LBD, no. That's a problem. Because I'm going to tell you, around here in New York City, competition is fierce, even in COVID. Many of you have gotten too comfortable in la la land, thinking that just because somebody will kick it with you, that's fine. But ladies, understand something. You're competing for the women that are around him. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Here is what we're going to do. I will be willing to answer questions from the ladies. Let's get the donations up. Get the donations up. Let's see. Again, Godfather speaking facts. The women in other groups seem to get it. They're just giving sisters a chance. That's true, man. I'm going to tell you right now, when we discuss interracial dating later on this week and talk about Becky, Marisol, Mylene, and all these non-black women who are coming after black men heavy, because you guys have pretty much seemed like a lot of you have just given up. Why do I say that? Well, how are you going to be 5'4", 200 pounds wearing somebody's lace front wig thinking you fine? That looks like giving up to me. That looks like giving up because you tell men what you think they deserve by your looks, combination of your face and your body and your attitude. Well, at a glance, you're saying, I don't think you deserve much. And are you saying that a man deserves a woman who is in her youth, 180 plus pounds, destined to be over 200 pounds at 5'4"? No, thank you. No, thank you. Many of you have dropped the ball. Many of you have dropped the ball. Many of you have bought into the thing that, you're doing somebody a favor, you thick, and the funny thing is, a lot of this talk about dating out and marrying out, look, you got no options. Ain't nobody checking for that. Everybody wants to marry the people in their own group. So here's what I want to have the discussion on. I think modern women's dating standards are unrealistic. I would like to help you get them back in line so you can be successful. I'm not going to ask the guys to get out here and become the men they need to be and then take you as you are. No. Unrealistic, not a good deal. Not going to do it. He said someone's lace front. I'm telling you, these lace fronts are from the devil. They are from hell. All right, so let's do this. I know y'all really wanted to get to the call in. So here's the thing. Ladies, call in. And if you weirdo guys call in tonight, I'm going to block you. I don't want to talk to you weirdo guys anyway. Nobody want to talk to some of you damn weirdos. Go get some therapy. All right, here's what we're going to do. We don't have all the lights, but we do have the song. Call line is open. Ladies, are your dating standards unrealistic? Before you say no, are you someone's serious prospect to be their wife? Because that's the end goal. The end goal is wife. Do you have someone within the next 6 months planning to drop to one knee in public, present a ring of significant carriage, and ask you to be his for all eternity? If not, let's talk.
Luna. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
a trabajar. Y si no hay, pues emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienen lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te lo ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work. Yeah. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah, yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Yeah. Money work. De corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Yeah, yeah, de corazón. De corazón. Yeah. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah, 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 yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Lunático.
Let's see if we can get this on the screen. Money World. There we go. All right, again, let's get it. Call line is open. You be nice to me, I'll be nice to you. That's all we gotta ask. That's all we gotta do. Do 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 do. There we go. I'm gonna bounce back in. I'm gonna put one in the time. Put one in the waiting room. All right. Hide self view. Moderators, keep dropping the link in the chat, please. Ladies, come on, ask your questions. Oh, do. All right. There we go. Unmute yourself, sweetie. Hello?
Hello. Yes.
You've called in before. Okay. What do you got for me?
Okay. So I'm not sure if my standards would be too high just based off of maybe where I am now and considering how old I am and then what my features are, etc.
Okay, okay, I don't remember you. I just remember your name. How old are you?
I'm 23.
Where do you live?
I live in Chicago.
Okay. Are you looking to get married?
Yes.
All right. So what do you mean you don't think your standards are too high?
So I do want to marry successfully and I do want to marry well. So as far as the question that you would normally ask, do I want to work after I get married or have children? I want to be specific. I want to work from home, period. That's kind of like what it is. I don't want to, be on my feet every day. I just don't want to. And I genuinely want to stay at home
How
and
many
care for my
children do you
children.
want?
I want no more than 3 kids.
Okay.
It's only myself and my little sister.
What do you do? What do you do for a living now?
Right now, I'm working for a biomed lab, just as a machine operator.
So you didn't have to go to college for that.
No, I didn't.
All right. So you're an hourly worker, right?
hmm
What would you do from home?
Well, I do want to, of course, operate in online sales, but I do have experience in marketing and graphic designing.
23 years
So
old.
I'm
If you
open.
okay, you're 23 years old, and if you had experience in that, why aren't you doing that for right now? See, let me explain to you the fantasy a lot of you ladies have. That once I get married, all of a sudden I will have time to become an expert in something that's going to make money. You have a husband and 3 children. Where's that time going to come from?
Experience getting myself out there.
Where's that time going to come
And
from? You have a husband and 3
mhm,
children. You have to get the kids up in the morning,
right.
square them away, get them out the door to go to school at best or homeschool. You have a husband that needs to be squared away as well. And then when those kids are gone, you have to get the house clean, straight, and ready for those kids to come back in the afternoon. Their stuff is going on. They got homework,
hmm
activities, and all this other kind
hmm
of stuff before your husband comes back in the house and there needs to be dinner. Where's the time
hmm
going to come to for you to become this online business person selling something? And I particularly have an issue with people who think you can just become a salesperson because I'm a professional salesperson. I'm going to tell you, it's more than a notion. It's a fantasy.
hmm I get it. Well, for one, I do have experience dealing with children just based off of my upbringing. So I do know exactly how the time is. Like I've naturally gotten up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning since I was a little girl. So
Okay.
I do know what it's
Okay.
like.
So if you understand what it's like, how are you going to
hmm
run a business from home with a full family?
Oh, well, based off of what I'm going to do is once everyone is squared away, of course, I'll be able to have to make an agenda at the beginning of the day and fill in those spaces. And as time goes on and as business grows, I would have to eventually hire a team
This is
to.
no, 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 no. Let me just go ahead and stop you and say no. You don't have any experience
Mhm.
doing this. You have no expertise
Right.
doing this. I mean, here's the thing. If you were gonna run a business from home, you should be already doing business now.
Okay.
And what you're ultimately saying is this. Let me also put this into the equation. Where's the money going to come from to run this business?
I don't have an answer for that. I didn't
Oh, I
think it
do.
all
It's going to
through.
come from his pockets. It's going to come from your husband's pockets. So here's how this goes. Hey, honey, I want to stay at home and run a business that I'm wholly unqualified to do. And I want to take tens of thousands of dollars just to do something that I don't know how to do. I have no customers. I have no expertise in this. People in the marketplace have no real reason to come buy whatever from me versus the people who are already doing it, who have expertise at doing it. But I want to go ahead and throw money, good money after bad money, instead of putting that towards college fund and paying off the house. You see what I mean? You ladies talk like I'm going to work from home as if if you're going to work from home, you need to already be doing something where you can work from home. Are you an accountant? No. You don't
No,
have
I
a
went to
college
school for
degree,
biochemistry.
but you can't do biochemistry from home, sis.
Right.
What you're showing is exactly what I'm talking about. You ladies are unrealistic. You think you can just pull a business out of the air. In order to run a business, you have to be a subject matter expert in something. And then you have to run the business. Then you have to invest money into it. But then you have to go get customers that will give you money for that thing. You won't have time to do that because you have a family and children. There's no free money. You're gonna work. Now, would you still want to get married if you have to work?
Yes.
Yo, you don't sound too excited about that shit.
No,
You don't sound real excited.
it's
You're like, I'll work. But
no. When I think of work and marriage, I think of how my upbringing was, and it wasn't really a good sight. It always caused issues and problems. So,
hey, Aaron, I
you
don't care
know,
if you disagree with me, man. Nobody's asking you. Go ahead.
yeah,
You
like
say
my mom, she was the alpha, so I just want to make sure, like me, I just saw how she stressed. I did, and
she stressed you in what? Working?
her, yes, being the one bringing the bread and butter.
Was she married?
Yes, she's been married to my dad for 18 years. They divorced some years ago.
Were they married when you were in about when you were you out of house? What age are you when they?
A year before, they left my second year of senior year of
So
high school.
does your mom make more than your father?
Yes.
All right. Were you guys living at his means or above your means?
Um. Well,
Because
let me answer it this way.
if no, let me put it because I'll put it to you this way: there's no need to stress if you're living at your means.
Well, my mama made it work, so she made it work. Like you couldn't tell that. Like we never went without ever.
But you said
But
stress.
but the marriage, I don't know why she stayed, but they just always argued, always.
Well, all
So
right. I mean, I'll put it to you this way. Let me go on down the path because I don't know them. But oftentimes, when women are making more money than men, they're living outside of their means, trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to keep up with some sort of life that her husband cannot afford. So, but we're talking about you. You don't have a college degree,
right.
so you're an unskilled worker at this point, and that's
Okay.
and saying you're going to just start a business from home is unrealistic. So
Oh,
better to I mean, if you really want to stay home, then if if you really want to stay at home, that means you're going to have to become exceptionally competitive for the little group of men that can actually afford to pay that, or recognize the fact that you'll marry a regular guy, an average guy, an above average guy, and you both will be working. But to me, that
okay.
sounds like stress to you.
Um, I just want to make sure that I'm choosing the right guy for myself and
What
for
does
my
that mean?
children. Because it's just my personal opinion of my parents' relationship. She should have been left
Okay, well, okay,
because,
let's do
yeah,
this. I don't care about their relationship. You're 23. That's none of your business. You want to make sure you choose the right guy. See, I have a problem with this. I'll tell you what it is. You act like you got options. Like all the cards are on your side. You're 23 and unskilled. And you're talking like you're in a power position.
okay.
Where do you live right now?
I live on my own. I have my own apartment
Okay.
in the suburbs.
Okay. Far too many women today are worried about finding the right guy, as if men are. What would be far more realistic is realizing that you're not going to be able to get through this life and live a middle class life by yourself. You'll be working paycheck to paycheck like most people in this country. And the way you get out of paycheck to paycheck is actually marrying a guy on your level, equally yoked, and you make your 40 and he's making his 60, and together it's 100.
Okay. Mm,
But that's not what I'm
all right.
hearing. And what I'm hearing too often from women is some, uh, I'm going to not have to work, or I'm going to work from home and somehow I'm going to make 50, 60, $70,000 with no skills or whatever. And it's just not very realistic. And instead of worrying about if the man is the right one, are you the right one? Are you what a man would want to pick and marry? You get
Okay.
hmm?
Okay.
Well, because have you noticed that it's all about what you want? You haven't said what he's going to get for you, what you bring to the table, what value you're going to bring to him. It's all about what you want.
Um. Oh well, I did say that, but I really don't try to be that way. With this recent guy that I've been dating, I've learned to listen. I've learned to be slow to anger, and it actually has helped the relationship. Um, I'm someone that's coachable.
Okay.
I mean, I do have certifications at the end of the day,
You have what?
but that's
You have
besides
what?
the point.
You have what at the end of the
I
day?
have certifications. I have
Spec-
certifications,
what does that mean?
uh, like for instance, as in aesthetics.
Say that again. You have what?
I have certifications.
Certifications?
Yes. One of
Certification?
the being yes,
Certifications?
yes, certifications.
Certifications.
Hmm.
Have you been to therapy?
No,
I would suggest it. You seem to be holding on a lot of negative energy from your mother and father's marriage that has none of your business. There's no reason at 23 years old that you should not be coachable, especially as a young lady who has certifications and no college degree. You need to be very coachable because at 23, if you didn't get married, okay, for the rest of your life, what's the top end that you would think you would earn annually?
um, the least
The most.
or the most, I would say about 100,000 because I do anticipate going back to school,
Going back to school and what, man?
mass and bachelor's
I'm
in
a PhD,
biochemistry.
a bachelor's in biochemistry. And where would you go work
No,
as
I don't.
okay, where would you go to work?
Yeah,
Okay, hold on.
it'll be in the
Hold on.
lab,
In a lab. Where would you go work and get a six-figure salary?
in a biomed lab.
No, you wouldn't. Remember, you're talking to a chemical engineer. No, you wouldn't. Biochemists don't make six.
I was going off the job descriptions that reached
Okay,
out.
okay, but biochemists. Okay, um, if you're talking, when I talk about $100,000 a year, we're talking about, in Houston, Austin, Dallas, San Antonio dollars. So maybe they vary in Chicago. Maybe the cost of living is a little bit higher. But biochemists don't make $100,000 a year, man. Working in a lab, they don't have $100,000. That 3% of women in this country earn $100,000 or more, and they are in medicine, law, finance, real estate. Those are the professions that women work in that pay them six figures. See, what I've just showed you, young lady, is you don't know a lot about the actual world. And what I'm trying to get you to understand is this is part of the problem when you ladies are just living in this, what I consider to be fantasy world. You've gone from, I'm going to work and own a business and a home that I'm not qualified to do. I don't, but I can make money because I have certifications, and then I'm gonna go back to school to become a biochemist, and I can make six figures in my career. When Only 3% of the women in this country earn that or more.
My goal is to
It's a good goal, man. But
achieve
23,
a
at 20, okay, let me
degree
stop.
before.
Let me stop you right. 23, man. You only have a bachelor's yet, and the likelihood of gaining degrees later on in your life drops significantly. Therapy will be a good starting point, and then really starting to understand what the world is for adults, because you may be doing okay right now, but understanding that your best bet in order to have a higher standard of life is going to be with somebody.
Okay,
All right. Thank you.
thanks.
Oh my God. Men aren't allowed to go around and just talk and say stuff. I'm going to just have certifications and I'll make 100,000. I'll just own a business. The world tells me, no, 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 no. You're going to be a sandwich artist at the subway, or you're going to be a bus driver, or you're going to work for the city or whatever. You don't just get to go get free money and start businesses. See what I showed is a lot of you ladies think you're going to work from home and you're not qualified to work from home. Because there's the skill you have, and then there's the business of making that marketable. And those are two separate things. You could be an accountant, but there's still the business of running an agent. There's still the business of accounting. You got to go get customers to give you money. And it's not as simple as throwing up a website and saying, I do this. Why should someone go to you when they can already go to the existing people in the marketplace who already have the time, experience? You're not disrupting the market. And a lot of you ladies seem to not understand a lot about business and its certifications. Certifications. You don't get out of here with that. Hello, Imani. Oh, I'm sorry, Sona. Sona, I'm sorry. What's Sonia first? Sonia, you're first, and then Imani.
Hello, Godfather.
How are you?
I'm doing well. And yourself?
I am all right. How old are you?
I am 32. Also, Indie Love. I'm an SG Row.
Hmm. Are you
I
an
said
SG
Indie
bro?
Love. I'm an SG Row.
All right. What's going on? Danger zone. What's going on? So are
Hi.
your expectations unrealistic?
No, I threw my list away, and I
Okay, good.
encourage most women to do that.
Go ahead. Tell them why.
Well, the thing about it is most women mess up because that saying birds of a feather flock together. And
Mm,
so they get in a group with their girls, and their girls were like, I need him to have this, or he should do that. Or you know what, I expect this. And they build their lists off their circles. But me, I threw the whole list away and I listened to the women around me that have been married for 25 plus years.
okay. So you're 32, and I'm assuming you would like to get married.
Yes,
How many children do you want?
two.
Okay. You know what's coming next. Do you want to work to have to pay significant bills after you're pregnant?
No,
All right. So at 32, you want to be a stay-at-home mom. What region of the country are you in? Northeast, Southwest?
I'm in Alabama.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my slap?
Southern Belle.
Well, but you can be a Southern Belle, but how many men make that kind of money in Alabama? What percentage of men are mid six figure? I mean, low to mid six figure earners. You're talking about a man making around 275, 250 to 275. Who makes that?
True, I'm currently in a relationship, so I'm not really concerned about that.
Okay.
I'm with a blue collar guy.
Well, blue collar guys are the first ones to make that kind of money.
Yes, sir.
Um, are you guys talking about marriage?
Yes, sir. In maybe less than 6 months, less than 3, actually.
Okay, good. I would say this: if you know you don't want to work, how's he taking that? Is he all right with it?
Yes. Actually, well, not maybe not working on my own, but more so working with him with his blue collar business and stuff.
Okay. Well, that's far more realistic than not working. Because
Yes.
then that saves the company money for not having to hire an administrative assistant, that kind of thing.
And I have experience in that as well. I
Oh,
have
good,
experience in administrative assistant, accounting,
good.
all of those.
That's a far more reasonable situation because blue collar men are the ones that are far quickest are the quickest to make businesses sustainable versus white collar. You know, plumbers, electricians, roofers, mechanics, all that kind of stuff. Truckers making logistics company are far more reasonable than guys just becoming advertising or sales. That is far more narrow. So I would just say this: if you guys are serious, premarital counseling is always a good idea. Just to make sure you guys are on the same page, and don't wait. There's no need. I mean, run a background check, do the cat facts, and get on down the path. Shout out to
All right. Thank you,
SG Rowe.
Godfather.
Bye bye. Yeah, I'm glad she said that. She's gonna work that business. Okay, so Miss, what happened to the other lady? Miss Underwood. What's going on? Oh, it's the matchmaker lady. Hey, how are you?
Hi, Kevin. How are you?
I am okay. Well, tell. Oh well, do modern women have unrealistic dating?
Oh, you already know what I'm going to say.
Oh yeah.
Um, First, I want to apologize for typing in all caps. Oh my gosh, I forgot all about that little rule. I did get timed out. I was like, what? Oh my goodness. But
The,
let's see. Me being a professional matchmaker, I've been at this for 7 years. Have several people who have been matched and several who have been married.
mm-hmm.
And I'm also a dating coach. So I will say yes, women's expectations are unrealistic. I don't match women for partly that reason. And I'm thanking you because you are doing me a great service because I try to tell women, I try to talk to women about what men want, and they just don't want to hear it. I don't know what's happened that, they're thinking that men shouldn't care about how they look. And ladies, so I match for your blue Henrys, as you call them.
Right.
Um, and they have very stringent standards. There's really no deviating from that. They
Wait a minute. Are you saying that when women come to you for matching services and you tell them that they need to be visually appealing to the kind of men that they want to marry, they have a problem with it?
the date coaching ones, yes, yes. If they're overweight, they're plain, ordinary. I tell them what to do to try to attract a man's attention, and I get a lot of pushback. The
Hmm.
men, they don't seem to give me any trouble, but the women, um, I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't even want to work with women when it comes to dating either because
Now,
it's
I'm gonna ask you a question. Now, are these women of weirdo? Are these women of all ethnicities and nationalities?
yes, they are.
All right, cool. And are they all giving you the same pushback, or is it?
Not all. It's mostly the ones, and I hate to sound like a parrot for you, but it really is mostly the ones who have degrees,
Mhm.
who are
I'm a
professionals.
PhD.
Yeah. I got into it with one woman because she was like, I'm educated. I don't need you. You're trying to seem as if you know more than I do. And but I'm like, you're okay. You have a bachelor's in social science, but I've been matchmaking for seven
Wait,
years.
whoa,
I know
whoa, 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 whoa.
what I'm
She got a
doing.
bachelor's in social science, and I mean,
Yeah.
what's that worth?
Yes.
That ain't even one of them purple properties on Monopoly.
But she tried to say that I shouldn't be telling her what a man needs and requires because
But but she came to you, the
yes,
matchmaker,
yes,
and because
yes,
you told her she need to go to the gym,
yes.
she said, "Who the hell are you?"
Well, I told her that her options were it was going to be hard in the dating world because she's 5 feet tall and she's on the big side.
Big
And
side. On the
she
big side. Does she have gravity?
she
I'm sorry.
oh my goodness.
I mean, but here's the reality. I don't understand. Well, we have to talk about this because over the last several months, this is the sticking point for a lot of women, especially a lot of women of color. It's like they seem to really not understand that you cannot weigh more than a man.
Yes. I have to reject more applications than I receive, unfortunately, because they're not measuring up and then they'll email me, did you get my
Oh
application?
yeah.
And
Oh yeah, yeah.
to tell them, they send me these pictures, and I have to, me personally, I'm just shocked. I feel like if you are pursuing or you interested in getting with a man, being in a relationship and marriage, you ought to know that you should look your best and be at your
Whoa,
best.
whoa, whoa, whoa! I can show you some of the pictures I get on Tinder.
I Obsidian showed me some of his pictures, and listen, I've helped several men of all races, and they're having the same problem. They all are getting, you know, I just don't understand how women can expect so much when they're not at their best. Because I've never been that way. I've always been a girly girl. I've always been the one to make sure that I'm getting dressed. Even on this call, to see hearing young ladies have on their bonnets, they're in their pajamas.
Mm-hmm.
No, ladies, come on. That
Letitia,
is just that's not classy at all.
Letitia,
So
I'm gonna move on and get somebody else on the call, but I'm gonna have you come back. Stay on the line, please.
okay.
So yeah, ladies. Wow. Just swole up thinking that they're gonna be whatever. No, it's not gonna work. Let's see. Jenny, unmute yourself. Hello. Yes, I can. So, did you turn the YouTube off in the background? Okay. So you didn't want to start up. So do you think your standards are unrealistic when it comes to dating?
I think maybe in the past I've been, but I was like 21, 22, still in college and
Okay.
university. But then I've seen females that personally, from my perspective, I think I'm more attractive than have told me that my standard is really low when, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Go ahead.
Yeah, they've told me, I'm sorry, I have a bit of an accent. I'm African, so in case
I
I'm not,
got you. So
all
how old
right.
are you? How old are you?
I'm turning 26 now.
26. How tall are you?
I'm 5 feet 2 inches.
And dress
I
up.
weigh 120 pounds.
So are you looking to get married and have children?
Um, I would say I am like person right now. I don't think I have the income, the means to go into marriage and help anybody personally. Like I would honest to God say, I don't think I have the money.
You don't have any money.
Like what I mean is, okay, so I got my bachelor's degree. And then I'm also doing a postgrad, which is a 1 year program to help me get into counseling.
Okay.
So I'm not done yet, right? And plus, I don't really live with my parents. I live alone, and
So
so
when you're finished with all your degrees and all your schooling, right?
yes, yes.
How much will you be making annually?
I would say probably about 60 grand. But I'm also in fashion, which I do part time, and
Hold on, hold on,
so
hold on, hold on. 60
right.
grand. How much student loan debt?
Pardon?
60,000, then how much student loan debt? How much school debt?
My student loan is about 40 grand. I started paying it off
So
when,
you're gonna go to school for $60,000 income and $40,000 in debt.
yes. Yeah, I understand. Let me say this to you. Um, I came from a family. personally right now, both of my parents are not ar- around. They're not alive.
Uh huh.
So I didn't know much about going like about education. I did not know
Well, I
much
gotta
about
I gotta make sure I keep on clipping through because you. Here's the thing.
yes,
Um, $60,000 income on $40,000 in debt. Uh, you
yes.
would like to get married to somebody to try to get out of this paycheck to paycheck thing. Sixty
No, no,
thousand
no,
dollars.
no.
So when okay,
I'm not looking to put all my burden on a man.
there's
The
nothing.
reason why I'm calling you is I really want to know if my dating standards are too high, because sometimes I've been told they're not high enough, or I've been told I think I've heard opinions on both sides. So
Well, I'm trying.
so
I'm
I'm
having trouble narrowing it down because on the one hand, you're saying you want to know if your dating standards are too high, but then on the other hand, you're just saying you don't want to get married because you don't have money. And I'm like, well, what is it that you want? Don't try to give me the college answer.
I
What do
think
you
I'll be
want?
honest. I
Yes,
think
honesty is good.
yes, I think if I meet somebody who is willing to love me based on where I'm at and the type of money I will be making, I would really appreciate that.
Okay, I don't care about love. Love is a
Okay.
westernized, romanticized notion. Love does not. Love comes later. So
Um,
you want the storybook.
Maybe I do. I'm not sure.
But then yes, stay out of this because this is not storybook. This is practical, and that's why I'm having a hard time nailing you down because I'm asking you practical questions, and I'm feeling
Yes.
this storybook thing.
Hmm.
That only happens in movies, sis. But what I do know is you going to school and getting in $40,000 plus debt for a
Uh-huh.
$60,000 a year job. That's bad business.
I know.
Well, that means if you're by yourself for the rest of your life, you'll be working paycheck to paycheck to paycheck to paycheck to paycheck until you reach 50 some odd years old and you start to break down. Who's going to put your false teeth in and give you your diabetes shots if you don't seem to find a man and have
Hmm.
children? See, this is what a lot of you ladies don't seem to realize. Most of you ladies don't earn more than men. So you're going to be just working jobs until you're in your late 40s or 50s. And then when life hits you upside the head, nobody's there, no kids, nobody to help you in your elder years.
Yep. I know.
So
I
I
know.
don't
I
care.
know
So
I'm feeling vulnerable.
listen.
Right.
What's love got to do with it?
I
Nothing.
Nothing. You're right.
So I would suggest starting to listen to more programs like this and get very realistic about what relationships are. They are not rom coms. They're
True.
not Disney. They're not Netflix. They're not Lifetime. There's I'm making $60,000, and if I mess around and can find a man who's making 60, we got 120 together. Cool. Then I can pay off this debt, and I will treat him well with respect. He can treat me well with respect. Then sooner or later, love will come along. But stay in shape. Don't gain a lot of weight, and don't be difficult to
Hmm.
get along with. Because yeah, when you don't have a lot of cards to play, you have to play the cards you have well. All right, sis. Thank you. I don't get it.
All right. So okay. So your what would be your advice?
I already gave it to you. Gotta get on. Hello.
Hello.
Hold on. I gave you the advice, sis. I gotta keep moving on. This is not a session. This is call in stuff. Honestly, if you want more and more in detailed advice, do that. Hey, Money. What's going on?
Hi, good afternoon. I just kind of wanted to like add to like the whole conversation of like unrealistic dating
Okay,
standards.
you got on Bluetooth speaker. You got on headphones, earpieces.
Oh yeah, am I cutting in
Yeah,
or
yeah.
cutting off?
You need to get drop those off.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, and she just dropped herself. Okay, well, Kyla, go ahead.
Hi.
How are you? I'm well. What you got for me? Go ahead.
shy because I do get a lot of pushback from women in my family
Okay.
wanting me to be like independent woman, this and that. So I wanted to know your advice and feedback on that.
Sure. I got time. How old are you?
23.
23. How tall are you?
5'6".
Dress size?
2.
2. How much did you weigh the last time you weighed yourself?
125.
Okay. So what they say your dating standards are too high?
They say that I shouldn't be looking at a man's like salary or anything when I do date.
Okay.
But I do watch your program and I know the importance of like,
Well,
having.
okay. So what would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You can't use 7, just your face.
Well, based on my personal opinion, probably like an adjustable 6, but everybody else around me thinks that I'm like downgrading myself or devaluing myself by saying that. They think that I'm much higher, so I'm not sure.
What would you think?
I
I just
think
need your evaluation of you.
my valuation, like I don't know, like an adjustable 6 probably.
All right. Well, I would cam up. So, um, hey, why are you not on camera? I see no picture, no nothing.
Because okay, all right, I'll get on camera.
I mean, because do you want to be able to not have? You want children?
I do want children, and I do want to. I mean, I don't want to work for like probably their developmental years, like 1 to 5,
How many
like 1 to
kids do you
7.
want?
It doesn't like 3, whatever my husband
Okay, so,
wants, really.
so that means you want to be off for 10 years.
Oh, good point.
Yeah. So that's not working. That's
Right.
fine. So
Okay. I
I
didn't
mean,
think of it like that. Actually.
that's the reality of it because
Right.
you get married, you get pregnant inside the first year, but yeah, by the
Right.
time it's 10 years. So
Right.
all right, and the hardcore question is, do you look like what he earns?
Right. I have no. I can't. I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, here's the thing: I can't tell because I don't see if I mean.
Okay. That is true. Okay. I'm
So
not like, oh, I
what
wasn't
city
ready
are
for
you in?
this.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm in New York.
New York City?
Yeah, and I'm dating 2
Oh,
people. Yeah,
hold on.
right.
I'm in New York
Very
City right
competitive.
now, and I used to live here. Hold on. There's a whole nother ballpark up here. A whole nother ballpark up here.
Right.
Before COVID, did you get into the hot spots, the hot clubs, free?
I just moved here, so I haven't been out
Moved
much.
here
I
from
was
where?
just working Florida,
What part of Florida?
Orlando.
So people go to die. I mean, honestly,
Right.
can you compete with the
Um,
8s, 9s, and 10s here in Manhattan?
I don't know.
Uh,
I haven't been out to see much.
Girl, I've been here for 3, 4 days, and I can tell you. Look, you
Right.
either know you can or you can't.
Right. I think it's more of like maybe looks wise I can, but it's just a confidence thing. So
Okay.
right.
All right. So, well, let me kind of narrow this down. I'm always leery of women who tell me they're really above where they are and they don't have pictures.
Right.
Attractive women tend to at least show themselves.
Right.
So, and then you don't seem to have any of the trappings. I'm going to say you're probably around about a 6.
Okay.
Because you got the 6 vibe, and here's the thing: sixes aren't stay-at-home wives.
Right.
I mean, you need to, in my really solid 8.
Right.
Because you're talking about in Manhattan. How much would a man need to make? Are you in Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island?
Queens.
Queens.
Mm-hmm.
How much would you want to live in Queens?
It doesn't matter.
Would you want to live in Queens?
Um,
Would you want to raise a family in Queens?
Probably not. I would want to move somewhere else, like more of a suburb, like
Like where?
Long Island,
Okay.
New Jersey, stuff like that.
You want to move to Long Island? God damn. So how much money would the man need to make for you to live in Long Island?
Probably upwards of like 100,000. I would think.
Hold on.
Right.
Are you leaning a little bit?
Hello?
100,000? You know how much do you pay rent here?
No.
What the French toast? How much?
Okay, you have a point. Yes, I'm realizing. Yes. Okay, more than that.
What? See, and this is funny, but it's how old are you?
23.
See, I got to be honest. You ladies are in your prime years, and you're acting like this is a game.
Right.
like you're just going through life like it doesn't matter. When your competition, white women, Hispanic women, Asian women, they are going to college and running the numbers. They're looking
Right.
for men in their early years to get with them when they're in potential. And black women like yourself are just running by, getting by on your ass.
Okay.
I'm going there because I got a problem with this because you're a grown damn woman and you don't seem to even know how much it costs to live in the city where you're at.
Right.
$100,000 in Queens or New York City or Long Island, that's enough
Right.
for a lot of people to have a roommate. And you're talking about having kids. I don't understand how you get to be 23 and that just okay. You need to grow up and understand who's paying your bills.
My father.
There you go. There you go. Then you need to understand what it means to be an adult and what it's going to kind of take financially to facilitate whatever kind of life you're talking about, whether you're with a man or by yourself.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna let you go because this is not gonna go well. All right,
Thanks.
bye. Whoa, ladies. Why is this? Why is that last call important? Because it shows how unrealistic you are. The first caller said, "I'm just going to own a business with a high school degree, and I'm just going to make something up." Not realizing that money's going to have to come from her family and her husband to throw money into this business that she's not qualified to run. There's no free money, ladies. Imani, go ahead and open. All right, guys, get the Imani's getting back on. Get the donations up. Let me see what's going on, man. Cause yeah, oh yeah. Let me see what's going on. Imani, what's going on? How are you? You still muted? I can barely hear you. Go ahead, Imani. Imani.
You know what I mean, Janae? Let's see Janae with how she
Imani?
really gets it.
I cannot hear you. Lord have mercy. Imani. 3, 2. Hello. Jesus
So
H. Christ. Yes. All right, we're gonna go ahead and
so
mute. I'm gonna drop you back down and pull you back up. I'm gonna drop you back down and pull you back up. All right. So, view Galleria, the Eternals lifestyle. How are you? Unmute yourself, please. Drop you back down and pull you back up.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, you need to mute your YouTube channel in the background. So, how are you doing?
I am well. How are you?
Good, guys. We're gonna need at least 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna need at least 5 more people to drop 99 cents in there. Yeah, I was clicking through YouTube and Solo was on. So, do you have unrealistic expectations when it comes to dating? Do you? Do you?
I
Do
used to.
you used to?
Yeah, like in my earlier 20s, I
Okay.
used to.
All right.
But now I just feel like I don't have the right strategy when it comes to dating.
Okay. Well, what do you want?
Well, I would like to be married. I would like to have children.
Okay. Do you? How old are you, by the way?
I'm 26.
26. What is your? You want to have children? How many children do you want to have?
No more than 4.
Hmm. Well, at least you know, no more than four. Okay.
Yeah,
All
no
right.
more than 4.
Okay. Do you want to have to? Do you want to work or do you want to stay at home?
I don't mind working, but I would prefer not to work.
Okay. So what was your current what is your current strategy?
Well, I live in a retirement community, so I really don't have a strategy.
Say what
So,
now? You live in a retirement community?
yeah, I live in a retirement community.
What does that mean?
So basically, majority of the population are retired. Like, there's no one
Okay.
in my age
What city are you in?
demographic.
What city are you
I
in?
live in Victorville. That's
Victorville.
in California. It's not too far from. It's like 2 hours from LA.
Okay. So why is a 20 something living in a retirement community?
Well, I was born here, born and raised.
Okay, but they do have roads to go in and out, and I don't think they have protective fences or gates. You can exit the property. You can
Oh,
exit
of
the city.
course.
So why are you living in a retirement community at 26?
Well, I just finished college not too far from Victorville, so
Okay.
now I'm just trying to merge back into.
But it doesn't explain why you're living in a retirement community.
I just haven't moved out yet.
Who do you live with?
I live at home with my family.
Your mother?
Yeah, my mom.
Where's your father?
My parents are divorced.
I said, where's your father?
Oh, he's not that far.
Huh?
He's in Victorville also. He's in Victorville also.
How many siblings do you have?
I just have 2.
Uh, where do you fall in the birth order?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Where do you fall in the birth order?
I'm the oldest.
Okay, you're the oldest and you just finished college. What's your degree in?
I got it in sociology.
Okay, so you have a useless degree at 26 years old, living in a retirement community, and you want to be married with 4 kids.
No more than 4, but ideally 2.
Let me run that down again. A useless degree. How much student loan debt?
Just 10K.
Just 10K. Why are you getting out of school at 26?
Well, I took a break because my grandmother got sick, so I had to take care of her. But
What did you plan on doing with the sociology degree?
well, I'm actually a behavior therapist, so I work with autistic children.
What did you plan on doing with a sociology degree?
Oh, work with autistic children.
Okay. And you plan on doing that for the rest of your life?
No, not ideally.
Well, if you never got married, what would you do?
I would just work my way up to becoming a behavior analyst in the same industry.
All right, and how much would you make at the top end of your career?
I'd probably make like over 70,000, depending on what area I'm in.
Right. And how long would it take you to get to 70,000?
Maybe about a year and a half, 2 years.
$70,000 as a behavioral therapist in California though, but 2 years, 2 hours outside of LA, so 70,000 is still right around $50,000 a year.
Yeah, for California, yeah.
Right. So if you had to just live for the rest of your life on your income and your career, you'd be living effectively paycheck to paycheck. Right?
Yes, but ideally, I want to move out of Victorville. So that's why I'm saying like my strategy is not the best. I can be honest about that. It's not the best.
Well, we need to frame it first because I don't see any sense of urgency. I mean, you're acting like I'm just being facetious, and due respect to your grandmother, you had two other siblings, and a mother. Why did you have to do it?
I'm the oldest. That's just a cultural thing.
But that's your grandmother. Where's your mother?
My mother, she's not really in good health to take care of my grandmother. So,
All right. Well, I'll just go down the path. All right. So, fine. 26. Victorville. Late graduate. Not a lot of high earning potential. There's no sense of urgency here. You're talking about a strategy.
well, I'm very urgent. That's why I called in. I wanted to.
Well, but the thing is, see, what if I didn't have this broadcast?
Well, I'm looking at other alternatives, but I wanted to call in to get a male perspective.
Well, let me give you a male perspective like this. See, far too many of you ladies don't move with a sense of urgency. I'm not hearing any urgency. When I asked you why are you still living there, you should have been on the first thing smoking out of that one horse town. There's nobody to marry in Victorville. You live in a retirement community. It doesn't take a brain scientist or a rocket surgeon to realize there are no men there. Right?
Oh, you're right. 100%.
So why are you there? Because it's comfortable.
Yeah, like, to be honest, it is comfortable.
Well, then let's
but
stop the bullshit. It's not grandma. It's nothing else. You're fucking comfortable, which is another word for lazy.
Well, I'm not that comfortable. I wouldn't say I'm not
Bullshit.
comfortable.
You are. You live there. You're 26,
Momentarily.
and there's nothing holding you there. You want a male perspective? This is it.
No, I appreciate your perspective.
There's
Like, I don't
nothing
want it to
holding
be
you
sugarcoated.
there except laziness. You live at home. How much do you pay for rent?
Oh, I don't pay rent.
Fuck you mean you don't pay for rent at 26 years old? So you're lazy and you're shiftless.
I wouldn't say that, but
Well, I would tell you, if you were a man, we'd call you a loser. Straight up. If you're over 25 years old, living at home, not paying rent, you would be a loser. Full stop. With a sociology degree. There's no more to it. There's nothing else.
okay, well, I appreciate your perspective.
But see, the thing is, I really don't think you do.
No, but I really do.
I mean,
I do
I'm
respect
saying
your perspective.
because you're sitting here like with this stoic, like, well, that's just your point of view. Well, I appreciate your perspective. And the thing is, when I get off of here, I'm in New York City, enjoying my life around here. When you're done, you're still in Victorville, living in your mammy's house, not paying rent at 26. Who would want to date that? Who would want to date that? Who would want to date that? And then say, okay, I'm gonna go make 4 babies with you.
I don't know. I feel like once I move out of Victorville, it may be a different story. Just have to have the right strategy. That's all.
Right strategy. See, you keep going back to this strategy thing, man. It's not a strategy. It's called a sense of fucking urgency. How much money do you have saved up?
I have about $5,000.
5 grand, 26 years old, and no rent. Where you gonna move with $5,000, man? Where you gonna move?
I don't know.
You don't know. Nowhere is where you're gonna move. Nowhere. That's where you're gonna move. Nowhere. You don't pay rent. Have you ever paid rent?
Yes, I have.
Then, ma'am, you need to become an adult. You need to move out of Victorville, or even in Victorville, go get an apartment somewhere, and you need to get out. Start being a grown up. If you were a man, we would call you a loser. If you were a man living at home with a sociology degree at 26 years old with $5,000, we would call you a loser.
That's fair.
So, and there's no sense of urgency because you got $5,000. Why are you not working 2, 3 jobs and saving to get the hell out of Victor Frickinville?
Well, I'm saving up now.
You have no expenses. You're not paying rent.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm saving up.
How long have you been saving this $5,000?
Within the last 3 months, I make pretty decent money, considering that I don't have to pay rent. So,
Well, one of the best things I think you parents could do is start putting these people out of your house, because they will sit
yeah,
there.
I agree 100% with that. I do.
But that's what I'm saying to your mother. No one should have to put your grown ass out. Damn shame. Ain't no damn strategy. Strategy. I need the right strategy. It's called uh put her ass out. I don't understand this shit. We need to do a broadcast on female losers, because there are a lot of you. There are a lot of women out here who are losing, and it's time to start calling it for what it is. I was talking about the men who are living at home and underperforming. A lot of you women out here are losers. Go ahead, Imani.
Hi, Kevin.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm so sorry about the last times I was calling on your show
That's
when
okay.
it went out. So I have been meaning to call into your show for a long time now. I think that you really do a good job of humbling just everyone, young ages, old ages. You really give us a good perspective of
Well, I'm just trying to
ourselves.
give a realistic perspective, because we don't have time to be playing out here. Too many black folk, we just in our between 20s and 40s, we just act like it's not real. And the time is going. And how old are you?
I'm 24.
24. So, would
Yeah.
you say your dating expectations are realistic, unrealistic, what?
They used to be unrealistically low, I think.
Low? Okay.
Yeah, I used to not really have specific standards, because I had really bad self-esteem,
Okay.
but so I'm growing out of that. I'm trying to actually have better standards now.
Do you want to be married?
Yeah, I do.
You want children?
Yes.
How many?
I would say no more than 3.
Okay, you know what's coming next. Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant?
If it's possible, no, but
Okay.
it doesn't really seem like that could be a thing.
I mean, it depends on if you set up for it. What do you do right now?
Right now I work at a warehouse. It's a factory.
Okay, so you didn't go to college?
I did go to college.
But I mean, you didn't finish.
Yeah, no, I didn't finish yet.
Okay, so
No.
you're a laborer. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yes, that means a laborer at 24 generally means unskilled. Meaning, if you could get better work, you would. So getting married is not going to improve your resume. That means you will be working, unless you can marry a man who's making enough money to replace your income.
Okay. Yeah, that's understandable. I mean, I am going to college.
What are you going to college for?
For physical therapy. Dang, what?
Know so many of our sisters want to go and just look physical therapy. How much you make as a physical? How much would you make with
Um, at least like around like 70,000, I think.
that? Okay. No. See, you ladies want to go into debt to get jobs that are going to pay you in the mid five figures. Why would you not go to into if you're going to go to college? Why not go in engineering, some form of computer science or technology, science, engineering, technology, and math, or medicine, law? Why? That's where the money is.
Yeah, it is, but it's not something that I would be like. I wouldn't want to do that for the rest of my life.
Who cares what you want to do? It's called making enough money to pay for yourself. Do you want to live paycheck to
Yeah.
paycheck?
Oh no, no.
Well, what do you
Mm-mm.
think? You think physical therapists live a high lifestyle?
No,
So
but
you need
I.
to listen. I don't know who told you, ladies, that you get to be happy at your job and work fulfilling. Look,
Mm,
you're gonna work. You might as well make as much money as you can. What do you think? People out here, do you think men love what they do? I did. I didn't
right.
love my job for the longest. See, and that's the reality that men have to deal with. So either you're going to go work in the world of reality and go get a job or career that's going to pay something. Don't go into debt for something that's going to pay you $50,000 to $60,000 a year. Or I don't finding somebody to marry and just take care of you. That's really not a good plan. I would just say understand what this world is before you go
Mm-hmm.
into college and get the black folks' number one plan is when in doubt, go back to school, and that bill is going to be paid. And I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of men are not looking at women with a lot of college debt, especially for useless degrees. I'm not saying your degree is useless, but you gotta look at the upside, what you're gonna be able to make with it. You gotta look at what you're going to be able to make with it. Um,
Yeah,
all
that's
right,
true.
yeah. So best of luck with that one, but I'm not too sure. Mm-mm. All right. Yeah, ladies, these sociology and, underwater basket weaving and all this stuff, don't go into massive debt for that, especially in your mid 20s. Jessica, hello. Hello. Good. What do you got for me?
The ladies, they kind of were expressing some of the experiences that I've had. And I think one of the important things that have helped me is to learn the value of money and to also learn the value of men and to also get real world experience.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because a lot of young ladies, well, as for my experience, I come from a really troubled background,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, it was like, it was like being spoiled, but also not being given like a good foundation. It was
Right.
really strange. So it was like I just didn't have a choice except for to get out here on my own and to basically learn the world through trial and error
Mm-hmm.
because nobody was there to teach me anything. There's really nobody in my family like me. So, it
But have you learned
basically
the
all
value?
fell on my
Have you learned the
shoulders.
value of men and the value of money?
It's a process. I've learned a lot of my value through negative experiences. So through negative experiences with men, I've learned what I actually like in a man because I understand that I do like men. So
How old are you?
if I'm 28,
28. Have you had therapy?
yes.
Okay. So if you know you have a trouble background, therapy is always good, but learning from negative experiences is a tough way to go. What is the value of a man to you?
To me, the value of a man is somebody who is protective, somebody who is responsible, somebody who takes accountability. Accountability is one of the biggest lessons for me, not just with men, but just in relationships with people in general. So I hold myself to really high standards. And so I expect the man that I'm with to hold himself to high moral standards as well.
So, what is a woman's role?
To me, a woman's role is to be supportive and to inspire a man to want to be himself, to want to work day after day, to want to provide for his family, and encouraging a man to
Well,
stay in his role as a man.
I would say that ongoing therapy is always a good thing,
Mhm.
and it sounds like you have some things pointing in the right direction. Getting around like-minded women who think and understand that they need to understand the value of time, the value of money, and the value of men is a positive place to be versus what so many women today seem to just think about a man as a walking wallet and a penis. But thank you for calling in, sis. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good night.
All right. Yeah. Shout out to the caller. Many ladies don't seem to get it. All right. Your name is Zoom User. Need to unmute yourself. Hello. Hello. Unmute yourself, please. Zoom. Hello. Your first name? Hello. That's you, Zoom User. Okay, ma'am. I need you to turn off the YouTube channel in the background. All right. You're not paying attention. You in the purple. You're not paying attention. Turn off YouTube. Turn off YouTube. Oh, Jesus. Flick and Fluger Snuggly Tump. Unmute yourself. Turn off YouTube. Turn off YouTube. You in the purple. You're not paying attention. I'm right here. Turn off YouTube. God damn. You got YouTube off now? What is your first name?
It's turned off. I just turned it off.
What's your first name? What is your first name? I'm gonna hang up. All right. This is Comedy of Errors.
Yes, I do have YouTube off.
What is your first name, child? Let's do this then. uh, yeah, what is your first name? She's trying. All right. Well, while she's trying to figure this out, guys, um, you know, technology, reading is fundamental. No, your microphone's off. So, all right. So what we really got going on is, ladies, you need to understand some things. The value of time, the value of money, and the value of men. You lady, your camera's on. Your microphone's not on. So if you can't connect your audio, I'm gonna drop you back down and I'll put you back in the waiting room and then I will bring you back in. Maybe that'll connect you. All right, the value of men. What I'm starting to see with a lot of women, okay, your audio's not connected, is many women, you like men, but you don't understand the value a man brings to your life. So that's why I said, okay, forget a man. With the degree you have or the job you have, if you're making $40,000 to $60,000, you're gonna work paycheck to paycheck, not being able to save much or nothing, being able to buy a little house somewhere, a little car, and all that's going to end up happening is it's going to take in your 40s or 50s an illness, something, and you're going to be facing bankruptcies, medical bankruptcies, all kind of stuff. You're not going to be able to, and even if you squeak by and nothing happens, who's there to take care of you in your elder years? You got no husband, no children. Oh, you think the state's gonna do it? The state can't do it. There's not enough money for the state to take care of a bunch of spinsters. Unmute yourself. The state doesn't have enough money to take care of a bunch of spinsters. Hello? Hi. She's still poor baby. Poor baby. She just not get it. Huh. So here we go. She just don't get it. Can't hear you. Oh well, we're done with you. That's a wrap. Bye. All right, so ladies, understand something. You need to start getting it. You need to start really understanding what a man is there for. He's there more than just to pleasure you and to pay for food every now and then. You both need one another to live a comfortable life. Other people get this. And sadly, far too many sisters don't seem to get it because you've grown up not to think of black men or men as necessary. As a man as necessary. And men are very necessary. You're starting to see it. So when you start to think of men as necessary and not optional, then you can start having much more realistic standards when it comes to dating. Because unless you plan on being a high 5-figure, low 6-figure earner for the rest of your life, you're going to need one. And you need to start walking around through life like he's doing you a favor. Like I told that first woman. She's walking around talking, the 23-year-old, talk about a man that meets up to her needs. You don't have that kind of leverage. You need to hope that you can find a man who's willing to take you. Y'all got this thing all screwed up. Y'all, so much of this, I'm not going to settle. No. You need to hope you get picked. We're going to have these conversations. This whole thing on YouTube has been completely screwy to where women actually think you have options that you don't have. Swirling is not an option. Dating out is not an option for 90% of y'all. Especially black women. 90+% of you your only option is black men. And you'd be lucky to get one. Oh, I'm going to set it off later on this week. We're going to do that. But anyway, got to get on out of here. Yeah, we're going to also have a broadcast on female losers. There aren't too many women around here as losers masquerading as like they got options. But we're going to fix it because I'm not just trying to hit folks in the heartbeat. We're going to call it what it is, and let's go talk about how we can fix it. All right. Shout out to the CIA. One love to the FBI. I got to go. I got company. Yeah. Hope you get some. Till next time. Peace. We are gone.
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or
What a good day.
right.
Shout out to Melissa St. Pierre.
It's not hard to fool me.
Met your husband today.
'Cause I'm addicted to
He said, you gotta give a shout out to my wife. Here's your internet boyfriend. Not your internet boyfriend. I'm glad you're listening to what I'm talking about. Hope it's helping you guys love on one another each. Make everything better. Shout out to the follower and subscriber. Met me over at Tom Ford. Didn't know. He was like, man, I just want to tell you how much your program, your broadcast has helped me. Actually bought me a bottle. I'm for it. Tuscan leather. Right just tonight. Man, like it's in New York City, thinking about hosting a meetup. Want to make sure you follow me on my Patreon. Also subscribe to me on IG. Kevin Mark Sanders. I'm not going to do a free meetup, so it's going to cost something to come hang out with us. Details on that later. You can find a place because it is still Corona Central here. But either way, we're gonna have a good time. Like to meet some of you guys. Certainly like to meet some of the FBI. So you can run up and say, let me tell you something. You don't know what you talk about. You on here telling these women, let's talk about it. All right. We'll be here until Sunday. Then I'm done. Get back on the plane. Fly back to Atlanta. Then headed out to LA. Sunshine. Email your show ideas to info@mykevinsamuels.com or go to mykevinsamuels.com.